Hello everyone, my name is Zack and this is my partner Mitch, and today we'll be talking about retirement planning while budgeting. So first I'm going to start off, who here has already started saving for retirement by actively putting money away in a retirement account? So like I envisioned, not very many. And like our client Emma, she's 42 years old and she's in the same boat. So like I just said, our client Emma, she's 42 years old. She's recently divorced and she has two children, two daughters, one being 19 years old who is in college and the other being 17 years old who is finishing up her high school career. Her last 20 years she spent being a stay-at-home mom, and she is now re-entering the workforce as a nurse practitioner. So she currently has no money saved for retirement, and so her goal is to start saving for retirement, and Mitch and I have put together a budgeting plan to help her do that. So some basic information. Being a nurse practitioner, she has a salary of about $100,000, and after taxes, that is about $6,645 per month. So it was up to me and Mitch to figure out how she's going to spend the $6,645 a month. She lives in Wichita Falls, Texas, which is just about northwest of Dallas, Texas. And she currently just moved to an apartment, and she will be in this apartment actively seeking to find a smaller house to cut back on some expenses. And so to start off our budgeting plan, we're going to be talking about retirement accounts because this is the big goal of the budgeting plan. So to start off, a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is a retirement account that you can contribute up to $6,000 a year towards, and then withdraw that money after the age of 59 and a half, tax-free. So to maximize this account, Mitch and I have allocated $500 a month for her to put towards the Roth IRA, and that way she'll hit that $6,000 contribution limit per year. Going on, a 401k. 401k is another type of retirement plan. Like a Roth IRA, you can withdraw the money after 59 and a half, tax-free. And with the 401k, you can contribute up to $19,500 per year. And so she's going to contribute $1,500 per month towards this account, and that will get her to about $18,000 contributed per year. Now, both these accounts are going to earn interest over time, and if she sticks with this plan until the age of 65 when she plans on retiring, she will have saved up a little over $1 million in savings, which is not bad for a woman who had no savings when she was 42 years old. And so now I'm going to pass it on to Mitch to talk about the UGMA accounts.
Thank you, Zach. So when speaking with Emma, as we said, she has two daughters, and she wanted to find out a suitable way that she can start saving for them while saving for herself as well. So she's decided to open up two UGMA accounts. Now, UGMA stands for Uniform Grant for Minors Act, and it was established on December 29th, 1999. The UGMA account is a custodial account, which means that the account will be under the daughter's name, but when they turn of age 18 or 21 years old, that's decided upon by Emma, they will have complete access over the funds in the account. Now, the nice thing about this account is Emma can donate $500 a month per account into different securities, whether that be mutual fund, index. She can really choose. There's a wide range. And every month she can do $500, and then when they turn 21 years old, they will have complete access over those securities, and they can basically do what they want with the money. And when they turn 21, Emma can still allocate $500 a month as a financial contribution. So it's not like that will stop once they turn 21. So this is a really nice way that Emma can sort of plan for her daughters, whether that may be, the 21-year-old or the 19-year-old. She's going to be graduating college soon. She'll probably have relocation expenses if she moves jobs, apartment expenses. So this is a really nice way that she can sort of look out for her kids in the long run while still saving for herself. Continuing on, as Zach said, we made a budget for her, how we think that she should spend the money that she's getting per month. Now to start off, and as Zack was talking about for a while, the retirement accounts. $2,000 a month, $500 for the Roth IRA, $1,500 for the employee-sponsored 401k. That's kind of her big thing because her ultimate goal is to save for retirement. Apartment expense, we found on average to be $800 a month in the city where she lives. Now, right now, she wants to live in an apartment, but down the road, a couple of years, she's thinking of moving into a smaller house in the future. So for right now, finding an apartment with that budget, with her budget for $800 a month is pretty good. Continuing on, grocery expense, again, a majority of these are averages that we found in the city at this time. So about $300 a month for one single living in the apartment for her, that's about what she spends. Same thing with gas. Now with gas, she lives very close to both the hospital and to her ex-husband's house where her kids currently reside, and she sees her children about twice a month. So that expense isn't too much. Now with inflation for gas right now, obviously that can fluctuate depending, but we can always alter her budget if need be. Finally, life insurance. On average, that goes for about $330 a year, roughly, depending on what type of insurance plan you have. For her, we've allocated that down to $27 a month. Continuing on, wants, as you can see, that's just basically what she wants: clothing, vacation fund, maybe saving up for a new car in the future. Now she currently has a car that only has 50,000 miles on it, so car shouldn't be too important at this time, but it's really up to how she wants to allocate those funds towards. Emergency fund, now that's a big one because most advisors usually recommend about 6 to 10 months worth of liquidity for a person, just in case something were to happen. Now she does have health insurance through her compensation plan with the hospital that she's just signed with, so she won't have to worry about that too much. But in the event something were to happen and she needs to front some money, a couple $1,000s for this or that for a health expense, she'll have that money and she should start saving for that now. This also can go in turn with maybe a relocation or maybe just an expense for a child, whatever something happens, whatever that may be, she has liquidity, which is very important. The last three, so phone payment, again, another average, about $45 a month in the US, depending on your service provider. That can be a little more, a little less, but with her, it's about $45. Now, wedding. Since she has 2 daughters, traditionally, the family will pay for the wedding, for the bride's wedding. So we thought that it would be a nice gesture for her to put $100 per kid away for those upcoming future weddings, whenever that may be, 10, 15 years down the road. But she still has some saved up, and that will build over time. Lastly, personal funeral. Now, when you retirement plan, everybody is going to pass away at some point, and you have to be prepared for that, whether that will be 10 years for Emma or 30, 40 years down the road. As long as she has some money that is able to front her funeral, that's a very good thing, and that's something that you have to think about. So $170 was kind of the last amount of money she had in her budgeting plan, and we decided that would be a smart allocation towards her funeral. Now, on average, in Texas, it's about $7,000 for a funeral right now. So she won't have to keep saving for her funeral, 7, 8, 9 years down the road when she's able to save all that money up. But for now, we think this is a good plan. So continuing on with our final recommendations for Emma, of course, we've talked about this a lot now, retirement accounts. Again, as we said, her ultimate goal, she came to us wanting to save for retirement because she had no savings right now. She's 42 years old, no retirement savings whatsoever, and she's re-entering the workforce. So we are completely maximizing her accounts right now. $6,000 a year, that's $500 a month for the Roth. And then right now the max is $19,500 per year for her 401k, but she's only doing about $18,500 because we estimated some employer match guarantee with the hospital. So she'll be close to that mark, which is excellent. Furthermore, emergency funds, $1,000 a month. Again, can't stress the importance of being able to have fast liquidity in the event that you need something. So that's why we felt that was a big savings plan for her. And wedding and funeral expenses, as we talked about, she has 2 daughters, so she'll have to plan for that accordingly. And it's a nice gesture, since they're divorced, to be able to save for your kids in the long run. So with that being said, if you have any questions or concerns, please ask them now. Thank you for listening to our presentation.
Who can help out by asking a question of Mitchell and Zack?
Why did you guys choose to put the money for the children into just a general account rather than a tuition or something like that?
So her ex-husband is actually covering all school costs, which I forgot to mention. Apologize for that, so thank you, Laura. So she won't have to worry about any tuition costs. The 17-year-old goes to public school. The 19-year-old is at a university right now, but the husband's covering all that, so we felt it would be right to kind of start a separate fund for her, hence the UGMA custodial account, which will set her up for after college, getting her out the door, whatever she may be doing, they may be doing. So.
Terrific. Another question? I have one. So assuming that she is putting aside $1,000 a month to have a liquidity fund for emergency situations, where is that money going to be directed after the 6 to 10 months of savings?
Yeah, so we decided that she'll probably have this budgeting plan for the next 3 to 5 years.
Mhm.
And then once that 3 to 5 years has come, then we'll reevaluate where she'll be at.
Okay, and was there any savings for a house? Because you mentioned that she potentially wants to get into a house, but I assume she'll need a down payment?
I think right now, she's just kind of focusing on getting her, getting moving with her apartment, but as Zach said, down the road, I think we can start to allocate maybe some of her emergency fund if she has a suitable amount collected, or even some of her wants funds if she's not spending that much to go towards a potential house down payment in the future.
Terrific. Thank you both, gentlemen. Nice job.